womanhood, and I give you overall life advice. So if any of that interests you, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. What is the Queen Feminine Energy all about? What is the Queen Feminine Energy all about? I've gotten some comments, I've gotten some question marks, I've gotten people who have made comments, men specifically, that really don't understand it, and they come to their own, idea and definition of what that is. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what that is and why I implement it and why I created that term. As women, many of us have been conditioned to allow people to make us feel less than what we are as women. And I've grown to understand that confidence comes from within. And for a woman to grow in her confidence, she truly has to value herself as a woman. For too long, women have been suppressed in their emotions, in their thoughts, in their feelings. They have allowed people to make them just dumb themselves down to the point that they don't have any personality. They don't feel like they can be soft or gentle, feminine women. They feel like they have to suppress so much of themselves in order to make other people comfortable. And that's why I talk so much about confidence. I am, if you will say, a confidence guru. I would never really call myself that in the public, but I am a woman that wants to encourage women to confidently live in their femininity and be assertive while doing that, which is also a part of confidence. As feminine women, you have to understand that you belong everywhere. And that's another thing. Women feel like there's only certain rooms they can walk into. You'd be surprised to know how many women feel like they do not belong in certain settings. They feel like they can never reach different levels in life. They feel like they can't do more than what they're doing right now. And it's all because of programming and the stupid remarks of other people. And this is part of the reason why I talk the way I talk on this channel. I heard somebody, or I read a comment where under the video of the feminine energy, the Queen Feminine Energy, somebody said it sounds like smugness and arrogance to me. You know what they look at as smugness and arrogance? Anytime you're the kind of woman that, as they say, can stand on business, they don't like that. People are used to women, just most women, especially if you're a reserved, introverted, feminine woman, they are accustomed to you just backing down and just letting them say what they want to say, do what they want to do. And while I tell you, this channel is about femininity, womanhood, and I give you overall life advice, okay? So with that life advice, as a feminine woman, you are not a doormat. Being feminine is not a license for you to just lay down and let people do you however they want to do you. That's not what we do here. That is not what I teach. The main thing of what I teach, the main subject, is about confidence. It's about having confidence and being assertive, but you can do that in a feminine, non-masculine, non-threatening way. So I just want to clear that up because I believe a lot of people don't truly understand what it is to be a feminine, confident woman. We see so much performance femininity. We see so much of just, we're flowing whimsy through the clouds and all of that. And while I love those things, I absolutely do. I feel like I sweat glitter. But under no circumstances are we stupid. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. We understand that we have to carry ourselves in a way where we are gentle as doves, but wise as serpents, because we deal with people with the serpent mentality. So as feminine women, when I talk about the Queen Feminine Energy, that is for a top tier type of woman who understands that she can be soft, but also assertive. And she has a level of confidence that nobody can knock down. So we have to understand that there's a difference between performing femininity and being a wise, divine, feminine woman. And there's a difference between just being, actually being that. So the feminine energy, the Queen Feminine Energy, is a woman who is assertive and assured of herself. Stop yapping and go back to work, block. You are so masculine. You are the epitome of manhood. I bet you just get all of the women dust. And this is what I'm talking about. What I'm going to do as this channel evolves, we're going to allow the trolls to stay here so they can learn something and be something when they grow up. But as I was saying, as feminine women, you have to understand that because of dust like that and other people alike, they want you to dumb yourself down, be quiet, and act like because you're a feminine woman, you don't have the right to be confident in who you are as a woman. And if you want to attract somebody that is not full of dust, if you want to be protected, provided for, while you are able to take care of yourself as a feminine woman, you have to carry yourself not just with the looks, but you have to have the wisdom. And that's where that queen feminine energy comes in. To have that queen feminine energy is to recognize dust and blow it away when you see it. And then also, as a woman, y'all take this YouTube too seriously. I take God seriously, and that's the reason why I'm here. I don't even want to pick with you because I'm not that type of woman, and I understand I'm a feminist. Are you a man or a woman? I'm not going to be distracted by that because I can go back and forth, but we take YouTube too serious. I take God seriously, and I take womanhood seriously. I take allowing women to rest in their femininity seriously. And because of that, I feel compelled to come on and encourage women. I don't use titles. That's unfortunate because that contributes to most of the confusion we have today. Men really don't understand what they or how are they supposed to be as men, and women don't really understand how they're supposed to be as women. Don't assume my gender. All right. There we go. Got rid of the troll because I know me, because I am an educator. So I would have kept talking to this guy, trying to get him to understand, because I genuinely don't like the tussle. I want to educate people, and he seems for him. But we're going to pray for him and let God deal with that. But as I was saying, as feminine women, we have to carry that queen feminine energy for reasons like that. You have people that'll come up to you with all kinds of different things. They're going to try to persuade you. How do they use the restroom? As the channel grows, I'm going to need a moderator. I see some of you that are on my lives and you comment on my videos, and I appreciate your loyalty. I might be enlisting you as moderator soon, because as I grow, and spiritually, when you're going in the right direction, you can tell it, because the enemy just send little trolls and different things out and about. I love it. This is a sign that we are growing here. The queen feminine energy. The queen feminine energy. We thrive in that because we understand that as women, we have a lot going against us. We have people who are accustomed to us just backing down and letting them come at us however they want to come at us. They feel like we're not supposed to be women who are speaking up for ourselves or actually want anything in life. If you look around on YouTube, on the internet, in different places, even in the media, people are trying to get women to be comfortable with accepting less than what they deserve. And when you are a traditionally feminine woman, you understand that there is a difference between a man and a woman. You understand that you want to be more rested in your femininity. Now, to clear this up for the people, who understand and don't understand what it is to truly be a feminine woman, that is not to say that you don't work. That is not to say that you do not, take care of your business. That's not to say any of that. But it is to say that your primary focus is not to be out hustling and grinding and doing what a man does. And a woman that is comfortable in her femininity and truly understands her role as a woman, she will not feel comfortable doing that for a man. And a more masculine man would not even feel comfortable with her doing that for him. Now, to want to do something and to have to do something is completely different. But a woman who has confidence and self-worth, she is not going to be content. And bear in mind, this is not about men. As women, Our femininity is for us first. It is the true nature of who we are as women, and it has nothing to do with whether or not we are married or attached to anyone. It is for yourself first. It's the way you carry yourself as a woman. But I'm speaking in regards to relationships because we had so many men hop in here, and this just goes how to show you how the spirit of confusion works, because my channel is called All Things Woman, and there are men hopping in here to listen. Curiosity killed the cat. That's kind of dangerous and it's weird, but this is the time that we're in. And because of that, even more so as women, you're going to have to be on your P's and Q's. You're going to have your confidence and your faith up so much so that you can withstand against these different things that are thrown at you that are going to try to get you to shrink back as a woman. So the feminine queen energy is about being confident in who you are and in how you want to live your life, and not allowing anyone to tell you how to be as a woman or what you should accept as a woman. If you are the type of woman that can easily be persuaded to do the wrong things or to be taking care of somebody when you know in your heart of hearts that that's not what you want to be doing or how you should be doing, you should really work on being more confident and asking God to help you to understand your value. When women don't have strong self-worth, they put up with things that they normally wouldn't put up with. They will deal with behaviors from people that are doing nothing for them. They will easily be manipulated by people who are doing things and saying things that mean nothing. You could be in a relationship with someone who is not taking care of you, and not saying take care of you as in completely monetarily, but I'm talking about emotionally. You have some men that are very mentally, physically, verbally abusive. And if you are not in tune with your femininity and your confidence, you will accept the behavior as normal. You will make toxicity your normal. And as confident feminine women, when you live in that feminine queen energy, you can recognize when something is not normal and remove yourself from that. As a woman, you don't want to be the type of woman that is going to just lay back and let people treat you however they want to treat you. And that's another thing that the queen feminine energy is about. It's about knowing that when you walk into a room that you matter. And let's get away from relationships, because life is not all about men. Life is not all about relationships. Because if you are a woman, and this is my encouragement for you, if you're under the age of 25, I don't even really think you should really set your heart on a man, because men tug at your emotions. As a married woman, as a woman that has been married for 18 years, I can say that men can strain a lot of your mental, and their mental, your mental, they strain your mental, okay? They can wear you down mentally if you let them. That's why it's important to know who you are all by yourself. And there's nothing wrong. I have a husband, but my whole life does not revolve around him. And as a woman living in that feminine queen energy, you have to understand that your whole life should not revolve around the man you're attached to. Not saying you don't love them, not saying you're not there to encourage them. But the more you are needy for a man, the more they devalue you. The more they treat you as if you're just something on the sideline to be there when I get back. And you don't ever want somebody to start taking you for granted because you're so needy and clingy for them. The feminine queen energy says that I have things to do. I'm busy. I'm not worried about what they're doing. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. You love the person, you nurture the person, you're there for them, but your whole world is not wrapped up around that one person. So the queen feminine energy has hobbies. A woman who has hobbies has other things going on for herself, who is comfortable sitting in her own company. She doesn't need to be up under anyone nonstop. And then also, it's about the confidence level when you are around other women. When you are in the queen feminine energy, and this is mainly what it's about, because believe it or not, a lot of the videos that I make, they're not about your interactions with men all the time. Men will be there. And I tell my daughter that because she's about to be 17, and boys will be there, all of that. It's not about them. It's about you. All things woman. It's about how you are carrying yourself when you walk into different rooms. How are you feeling when you're among other people that you think are better than you? I had a young lady tell me one time she was at a conference and she worked remotely, but she was an engineer. And in her field, she was in her office, she was the only African American woman with all of these white males. And she told me, in essence, that she felt like she didn't belong there. And I had to remind her, you belong everywhere. Why would you feel like you don't belong there when you went to school as long as them? You have the same credibility, you're doing the same job. Why would you feel like you don't belong there? And it's because as a woman, she's been taught that she is less than. And this is not feminist rhetoric because I am not a feminist. I agree with the first wave of feminism. We needed that so that we could have equality in different areas. But this is about being confident in your own skin as a woman. If you have done the work in business, why would you not feel like you should be around whoever it is you're supposed to be around as a woman? Some women have that imposter syndrome where they feel like they're copying off of somebody else. And as a feminine, confident woman walking in that queen energy, you have to understand that, yes, somebody else might have done it before you, but you're doing it your way. And when a woman is in that feminine queen energy, she understands that she is doing it her way. She understands that nobody can be her, she can only be herself. So she's not looking to copy somebody else. She's walking the way she knows how to be as a woman. She's putting her spin on things. And when you walk in that confidence as a woman, you understand and you value your uniqueness. You're not looking to copy off of anybody else. You're not looking to seek approval from anybody else. You understand that you have favor with all. So in that favor, you don't have to pander to other people. A woman who is not confident is constantly transforming. That's what they call a chameleon. She's one way one time and then she's another way another time. When you walk in that feminine queen energy, it doesn't matter who you're around, you are the same because you carry that grace about yourself, that class about yourself, wherever you go. And then you know that when you're in the room, you're making an impact and you're not trying to show somebody up. You're not trying to be less than or better than anybody. You are just being yourself. And you can tell when you carry that queen feminine energy because people tend to gravitate to you. You might not be saying anything, but people want to strike up a conversation with you, or they want to know, how are you doing, or, what's going on in your life. Women who carry that kind of energy, people are very intrigued by her because she's not putting on for them. Many people are accustomed to women constantly walking up, bragging about what they're doing, bragging about this, bragging about that, trying to quote flex on everybody. But when you're walking in that feminine queen energy, the moment you hit the room, you're different. And that's not to be cocky, that's not to be arrogant. That's just what it is when you carry that feminine queen energy. You have that type of spirit about you that says, I am gentle, I am kind, and people are radiating to that. You radiate that kindness and people are attracted to that. It's your character, it's your personality of who you are. You're not walking in defensive energy. You're not walking in like you have to be on guard and defend yourself against everybody. You don't feel attacked like everybody is against you. And many times women feel attacked because they lack self-confidence. They feel insecure in some area. And while all of us as women have some kind of insecurities, a woman who is constantly on the defensive, she always feels like somebody's out to get her. She doesn't know how to, decipher between, okay, these are people on the internet and this is me in real life. And most of the time, the people on the internet, if they saw you in real life, nothing. You walk in a room in real life, nothing. Thumb thugging, that's what people know how to do. But a woman who walks in that feminine queen energy, she understands that and she doesn't take it personally. She doesn't allow negativity to penetrate her to the point where she stops what she's doing. She doesn't allow people to get so much into her mental that she starts to second guess and doubt herself. And I know many women, especially if you're an introvert, if you're more reserved, if you're more calm, if you're more religious and everything, you've kind of been programmed to kind of just be timid and shrink back. And when I said religious, I'm not being defensive because I am a follower of Jesus. But I understand that in some circles, people try to get you to kind of shrink back and just be like this little, where anybody can just do and say, and you're just supposed to be like, okay, all right, okay. And when you carry that feminine queen energy, you are calm, you are gentle, but your ears are open. Your mind is open. You understand when somebody is trying to, somebody means you no harm, or somebody is trying to harm you in some way. You're not a ditz. Like, we don't do that as feminine women. When you carry that confident feminine queen energy, you're not just la 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 all over, because you are aware that the more you move into your femininity, the more you lay back and become more soft and more gentle and more calm, there are going to be people that don't like that. And because of that, you have to be aware of your environment. And this is not paranoia. This is just being a woman that has wisdom. Along with the femininity comes the wisdom. Women who are not normally in their femininity, they don't really have too much wisdom. They're just more like go with the flow. However society says to be is how I'm going to be. But when you are a divine feminine woman walking in that queen energy, you can read the room. You have discernment to know when something's not right and walk the other way. You are guarded. Physically, you're guarded. As a feminine woman, and I like to say this because this is just the way it is, we protect ourselves. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to be, I just got, up here on the YouTube. I don't want to be banned or anything. But as a feminine woman, when you lean into your gentleness, your softness, you should protect yourself. Okay? And I'm going to leave it at that. Whatever you choose, you should protect yourself. Because as you become more laid back, people, especially other women, they might not like that. And you're going to have to make sure that even though you are nurturing, loving, and kind, always protect yourself. That's one way a woman walks in the queen feminine energy. She is always protected, spiritually and physically. And I'll leave it at that. I would like to think that the ladies who are on this channel can kind of imply what I'm getting at when I say protect yourself physically. If you live in a big city, protecting yourself physically is necessary. And we're going to leave it at that. But then also walking in that queen feminine energy, you understand that it's okay to encourage those around you. You don't feel like there can only be one. You want to take other people under your wing. You want to glean from other people. When a woman is confident, that's where that queen energy comes from. She is receptive to learn from other people. She doesn't feel like somebody is putting her down by teaching her something. A woman with a teachable spirit is so gracious. And when you have that queen-like mindset, you understand that in order for you to stay in that posture of being confident, you are willing to be taught. You are willing to learn different things. If you get to the point where you feel like you can't be taught anything, you are already losing in life. You have to be willing to be taught spiritually, mentally, physically. Whatever it is you need to level up in your life, you need to be receptive of that from other people. Feminine women are not stubborn. We are not the type of women that, and we can be stubborn a little bit. I'm not saying your personality might not be stubborn, because I have my moments. But if it's something that I know is going to better me as a woman, I'm not going to push that away, because I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to do better in my life, not just with material things, but just as a woman. That's why spiritually, it's important to be around people who are going to build you up and help you to get closer to God. Because if you're just around people who are telling you how to get material things, but they're not telling you how to deal spiritually, you really don't have anything. And that's just my point of view on it. Because having spirituality, having a relationship with God, allows you to be able to function when all of those other things are gone. And it's just my belief and my opinion that if people don't have a strong spiritual foundation, when things, titles, and all these other things are taken away from them, that's when they fall apart. But as divine feminine women, when you have a relationship with the Lord, you understand that no matter who or what you lose, you are still whole all on your own. You can still stand. You understand that material is not just all there is. And that's another way of having that queen confident energy, because you know who you are based on who God says that you are, not people. That's the reason why you can read a comment and somebody can say something like, you look like this or you look like that, or somebody can, say anything and it'll roll off of your back. Not to say that it's not annoying. We're people, we're human, but it won't penetrate you, which means you can walk out the room and them people are already forgotten about. You can cut the camera off and it's done. You can sit down in your living room and drink your tea, eat your food, and be rested, get a good night's sleep. Nothing penetrates you the way it used to. And when you are walking in your confidence and you're growing in confidence, you are literally training yourself to not allow things to penetrate you to the point where they immobilize you. And many women are living that way. I know many women are living that way, where they are allowing what people say, what people do, to stop them from being the kind of woman they need to be and want to be. And anytime you are a woman that is saying, I'm confident, or you're displaying that, and you're saying that it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks, people are going to call you a narcissist. They're going to say, oh, you're arrogant, you're proud, you're this, you're that. Because people are so accustomed to having such a hold over people, especially women, they're accustomed to having such a strong hold over women where any little thing they say makes us crumble. But then when you take their inability away to make us crumble because we are now confident, and then you have a relationship with God too, no, people, of course, they're going to call you conceited. They're going to call you a narcissist. They're going to say all these different kind of things. When you call yourself a queen, oh my goodness, you're not humble. How are you humble? You're not a Christian. You're not a whatever. They're going to say things like that because they are accustomed to women being easily put down. And on this channel, I encourage women to not allow the foolishness to penetrate them. You don't. It hits the ear gate, and if it doesn't agree with your spirit, you let it go. If it's going to hinder you from being the type of woman that you need to be, you let it go. And I'm not speaking in regards to being a feminine woman, because that is the true nature of who God created you to be. I'm not speaking of that. I'm talking about the spirit of confusion that is lurking, that's telling women that you're only useful if you're working around the clock nonstop. You're only useful if you're taking care of somebody else nonstop. You're only useful if you are of service to other people. That's what I'm talking about. When a woman shoots down that kind of rhetoric that says, hey, yes, I love my family, I love my husband, but my entire existence is not just about them. When you shut down that, oh, people are not going to like it. If you're a young black woman and you want to actually sit and rest and you're not at work and going to school and going to daycare and doing different things, they're not going to like that. You're trying to be more soft and gentle and laid back. You're not worried about every little thing. You're not trying to figure out a man's problems. You're not trying to build a man, fix a man. They're not going to like that. And as feminine women, as divine, wise, feminine women, you have to become accustomed to that and still walk confidently anyway. I'm telling you this because I know firsthand from experience in the past. People would bypass my husband and ask me about different things because the spirit of confusion is rampant. It's like, I'm not the breadwinner here. I'm not the lead here. Why are you asking me? Ask him. But they're accustomed to women being in that leadership, got to do it all position. And half of the time, it's our fault. We put ourselves in that position to where people come to us, something's on fire. They're going to walk right past the man and come to you and say, what are y'all going to do? And the woman is sitting there trying to figure out everything while she got a big burly man laying in her bed or sitting next to her. When women wake up and realize, no, I'm the girl, you the boy, you take care of it. When you wake up and realize that kind of thing in this twisted confusion type of place we're living in right about now, a lot of people are not going to like that. They're going to be like, you not okay with him just paying the electric bill only? As Mr. Tyler Perry said, they're going to say things to you like you're not okay with, him being the king but not doing anything that's kingly. You're not okay with that? No. As a woman, you should not be okay with that. And I use this as an example. This is not my experience, but earlier on in my marriage, I was a little bit more masculine. I absolutely was. And I know there's probably somebody watching probably saying, you still masculine. I'm a teacher. I teach women how to be confident. If I was sitting here talking like, you need to be, nobody would listen to me. I've been on YouTube channels where women, they're trying to be something that they're not. And on this channel, you will never catch me being something that I am not. I am a feminine, confident woman, but I am also a type A personality with confidence. And when I speak, I know what I'm speaking about, and I relay that message clearly to you so that you can understand, so that you can apply. I am a coach. That is what I do. I teach women how to lean into their femininity and be confident and assertive and not let anybody cause them to walk away from how they know they want to be as women. That's what I do. But this is just my outlook on it. And as being in that feminine queen energy, you have to become accustomed to people looking at you like maybe you think you're this, you think you're that. Other women too. While we are sister girls, and I want to build this channel is about building up a sisterhood of women, and it's not really about excluding anybody, but we do exclude people that are problematic. Absolutely. But if a woman, you might be a heavily masculine woman, that's fine. You belong here. We want you here so that you can learn and grow as a woman and understand why you are the way that you are. Because a lot of times when women are in their masculinity so much, they don't even realize that they are. They're just getting results in their life that are negative, and they don't really understand why it's happening. They really don't understand why they keep attaching themselves to men that expect them to bear the brunt of everything. They really don't understand why they're taken advantage of at work. They really don't understand why nobody's around to help the way they should be around to help, or the way they think they need to be around to help. Women who are heavily in their masculine really don't understand what they're doing wrong until they come across somebody or something, or they get tired enough to realize, okay, I'm being like a man here and I don't want to be this way anymore. It happened to me. It happened to me. I used to be the kind of woman that would gratefully work all hours, all the time, doing all this different stuff. Didn't wait for my husband to do nothing because he couldn't do it as good as me. He couldn't make as much as me. He couldn't do nothing like me. So I had to override what he was doing and try to make sure this, make sure that. Until one day, my body told me, you need to sit down, girl. You need to be the girl, be the wife, be the woman, and relax. Let that man be a man. And bear in mind, he was being a man, but my husband has more of the laid-back personality. And when you are a type A personality and you're heavily in your masculine at the time, that's probably not going to judge well with you. It looks like you're not doing anything. You're not telling me nothing. You're not doing nothing. I can't handle that. So I had to do it myself. That's how I was as a masculine woman. And then all of a sudden one day, I got a burning on the inside of my esophagus. All of a sudden, I got acid reflux. All of a sudden, I'm dealing with panic and anxiety attacks. Why? Because my divine nature as a woman was not built for all of what I was doing. I started suffering mentally and physically. So when I speak about these things, I'm not speaking like this woo-woo, just lean into your femininity, feel the vibes, feel the flow. I'm not speaking of that. I'm speaking of, no, you need to sit down, sis, and be the girl. You need to relax in your femininity and start doing things the easier way, because I had to be sat down, as they say, not of my own fruition, but that's what happened to me, and I'm glad that it did, because it caused me to realize that I was out of alignment of how I'm supposed to be as a woman. So walking in your femininity, leaning into your femininity, is not to say that you have to become suddenly weak, that you have to suddenly become this woman that just doesn't know anything, but you are a woman that now understands that it is her right and her privilege to be at ease within her body. You can still work, you can still run a business, you could take care of your family and be a wife, but you just do it in a different way. I still do those things, but I do it in a different way. I am more aware of my body, and that's another thing with the queen energy. You are aware of your body. When you rest in your queen energy as a feminine woman, You value your body. So you're not going to work in pain. You're not going to sacrifice your sleep in order to be on somebody else's time. You don't do that. You value your own time. You're not going to allow people to run you down, be it mentally or physically. You have boundaries. And a woman who walks in that feminine queen energy, she has boundaries. She no longer just accepts anything that someone offers her. She has boundaries and a layout for how she wants her life to go. She has a layout for the things that she will deal with and the things that she will not deal with. Everything is not acceptable all the time. She doesn't say things like, hey, what's that saying people like to say all the time? I forget what it is, but it's pretty much neutral. It's just saying, hey, you do whatever you want to do. That's on them, that kind of thing. Feminine women don't sit in neutral. We have a very clear-cut boundary for how we like to live. And it doesn't cause us to be rigid, but it guards us and it helps us to keep our peace. When we don't allow people to tug us into different directions, causing us to feel discomfort and unease within ourselves, you're walking confidently because you no longer care what somebody else thinks. You care more so about how you are living as a woman. And it's not to say that you don't stretch yourself and you're not there for people, but I'm talking that you don't fall for the manipulation of people. That's what I'm speaking of. You don't fall for the manipulation tactics of people. You are no longer easily manipulated by somebody telling you, well, why would you not want to work? Why would you not want to, do this for him? Why would you not want to do that for them? Because I don't want to. And then sometimes, and I'm not saying this is a tit for tat thing, because we don't do that. When you give to somebody, you give because you genuinely want to give. But sometimes we are giving to people that don't give anything in return to us. And I'm not saying spiritually, yes, you give to the needy, you give to children, you help you might think is in need. Spiritually, yes. But when you're dealing with family that's using and abusing you, when you're dealing with a relationship that is toxic, where they're constantly expecting you to give more than what they're giving, that is not okay. I know that we're taught, be the bigger person. You're supposed to, be the other person, turn the other cheek. And yes, that is true to an extent. But God doesn't even want us to be foolish. It says to be wise as serpent and gentle as doves. So if you have wisdom and discernment, you can see when somebody's trying to play you or manipulate you and go the other way. Just to let you all know, my lives, if you're not already familiar with my lives are not woo-woo. My lives are not, just feel the moment. This is transformative teaching that is going to help you to build your confidence and wisdom and understanding as a woman. Here, we don't just do performance femininity. We do holistic womanhood development, which means your mindset will transfer to how you are as a woman. You can have all the Maybelline, what's the other one? L'Oreal, all these different things. You can be a cover girl. You can look like whatever. But if your mindset is not prepared to deal with the way people are going to try to manipulate you and try to talk you out of being the kind of woman you want to be, that means nothing. You can be a woman with a hat, jeans, and t-shirt, but if you have wisdom and feminine grace, you might not look like it, but your mindset is in the right direction. Here we deal with the inside out. When your mindset changes about things, that's when the outside will catch up, not the other way around. So here, just to let you know, if you're new here, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. But if you are new here, just understand, my lives, they're not sexy, okay? My lives are not sexy. They're not aesthetical. These lives are to help you to become, in mindset, the kind of woman you need to become to live that unbothered, and you can see it in the description of my channel. I help women to be more confident, unbothered, feminine women. That's what we do here. And that takes a mindset that says foolishness will not penetrate me. Okay? So I'm about to end this live because I got 3 notifications. I'm pretty sure it's from my husband. Didn't tell him I was going live. But like and subscribe to this channel and share this content. We love everybody. We nurture people. We love on people. We are not mean women. We are not, bees. We're none of that. But we are not gullible. We are not naive. We are women who are not just leveled up on how we look on the outside, but how we think on the inside. All right? Like and subscribe to this channel. More lives coming soon. Hit the like button. Take care.